Jujutsu Kaisen. This is Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 199, Resentful Names. Last we left off, Maki has reached her full potential and is now said to be at least on the same level as Fushiguro Toji, or Zenin Toji. I don't know, however you want to slice it. And she's defeated Naoya once and for all. And this chapter opens up with her reconvening with what's his face? Noritoshi. I was about to call him
Noritoshi.
Noritoshi. Blood Arrow Man. And she's like, they finally actually kind of have finished their conversation that they were having before they were interrupted by Naoya. She basically was like, hey, you weren't acting like yourself. And he's like, you know my situation because you're also from the same family, the same politics apply and stuff. And he's like, I couldn't make it as a clan head, so I'm worthless. And there's also my name, I suspect my mother. As he's about to say something, he gets cut off, and she's like, did she tell you herself? Well, my mother did, and then she tasted my blade. And I'm like, God damn. Oh my God. Pretty edgelord of you, huh?
It is.
Yeah. So yeah, she was like, well, but maybe I was wrong to just like straight up kill my mom. I should have talked to her more. Emotions ran high, I guess. It was a pretty hectic moment. So yeah, she's like, what are mothers to us anyway? I ended it without getting a good answer, and she tells Noritoshi that he shouldn't make that same mistake. And we actually cut over to his mother, who seems to be, from what I understand, kind of like distant from the rest of the family. She has another child there, and they're talking about Noritoshi specifically, and she mentions how she named him Noritoshi on purpose because it's kind of a forbidden name in the family, given how Noritoshi, it was Kenjaku back in the day. So,
oh shit!
Yeah, if you remember, a few chapters back, I think at the very end of Shibuya, Kenjaku had the name Noritoshi, and that's why we thought his name was Noritoshi back in the day.
Oh shit! Yeah,
because he possessed the Noritoshi, like the Kamo clan head at that time.
Wow.
So
he came back for his clan again.
Yeah,
that's so funny.
Yeah, basically.
All right, now it all makes sense why he came.
Yeah. So yeah,
because it was really random before. Like, why did you take over this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
But Noritoshi's mom basically mentions that she named him that so that he could ditch them and come home to her, because she was hoping that the name would probably like make him outcast from the family in some way, so she could take care of him instead. This, I guess, the little kid, his little stepbrother, asks if he says that he's worried, and he asks if Noritoshi is nice, and the mom's like, yes, he is nice. After all, he is my son. It's a cute little moment, to be honest. But then we cut back over to the Tokyo number 1 colony on November 14th, and we get a big old panel of Angel, who last we saw of rescued Megumi from certain death, it seemed. So now we see she's talking to someone off screen. She's like, did you sleep well, Destined One? And we see that she's talking to Megumi, actually. And Megumi turns over, and Itadori's there, too. And he's just...
Oh, Megumi's the Destined One?
Yeah. He turns over, and he's like, how long was I out? I'm talking to you, Itadori. Itadori's literally in a bathrobe and sipping on wine, living it up, because this is, like, the most he's ever, like, lived it up. Which I respect. Nothing wrong with that. We see the comedian guy, this comedian sorcerer, Takaba. He came in and he swapped some he swiped some eats for them to have some. They got some ice cream, and yeah, it's kind of like a cool moment. I'm glad he's also there. That's pretty sick. But
I was happy to see him.
Yeah, and he asks like why the power is on there, and he's like, well, there hasn't been an earthquakes, and cursed spirits don't attack buildings, so there might be leakages. But it was decided to supply power from the outside for the people left behind. So outside of the barriers, the country seems to be feeding power from the outside into the cities. So people, normal people who are stuck in the game, aren't totally fucked. Uh, but yeah, the angel asks if if Takaba has heard any news from the outside, and he's like, nah, I don't watch the news. Um, so yeah, they basically just all take it easy for a minute. They explain how they got there. Basically, Itadori ran into Takaba, and Takaba uh, spotted the angel flying away with Megumi, and then they followed him there. And there you go.
Mm.
Simple explanation. Um,
Fair
so
enough.
so Itadori basically updates Megumi on the state of the game so far. Hakari got 100 points, and Okotsu got 190. And adding in Takaba's points and Kurusu, who is the angel, um, they've got 359 points in total, and now they can finally help Sumiki escape the game, or at least like be able to leave. I guess I forgot what exactly they wanted to do with her, but
Noise. Yeah, just leave out the
nice.
colony without her dying.
Yeah. So Megumi is actually kind of psyched. He's in his head. He's just like, yes, yes. And he says all that's left to figure out is how many points are needed to leave the game. Um, and he asks the other two there if they could use their points, which I thought Itadori mentioned that they're basically using their points already, but I guess that was more assumed than officially confirmed. But
Mm.
Takaba is basically like, yeah, no, thanks to the rule change, I could actually live without points. So you can you could just use my points. And the angel is basically like, Kurusu is like, I don't really have a use for them either, so why not? Megumi asks Kurusu some more questions, and he's talking to her about looking for a player named the Angel, and they heard that they were in colony number 2. So he's like, "Are you the angel, person with wings and a halo?" Um,
Don't want to assume, but
yeah.
I will ask.
um, so then we get a big black panel that says, "Yes, I'm the angel," and it turns out there's a little mouth on the side of Kurusu's face, and where have we seen that before? Just like Sukuna appears in little mouths and little eyes on Itadori's body, so too does the angel. Um, so it basically is like, to answer your question, the reason Hana saved you is because you previously, and the angel is interrupted by I guess Kurusu interrupting and just slapping the mouth shut. And I wonder what that was about.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, basically the angel talks about how he's like, you guys must know my curse technique if you were looking for me, and he explains that he negates curse techniques. Barrier techniques, including seals, are no exceptions, so we can go in and out of the barriers. Pretty sick.
Yeah.
And he says there are more cursed spirits than players in Tokyo Calling number 2 because of the sea, so that's why he came there. Um, and he reveals that his objective is actually to wipe out all of the sorcerers that have reincarnated. Um,
I wonder why.
yeah, most of them do it apparently by suppressing the vessel's original owner. So all of the people that we've seen are not obviously what the sorcerers really look like. These are all people that
Right.
they've been possessed by. Kamino, Ishigori, I think his name is, Pompadour Cannon guy,
Mm-hmm.
Reggie Star. They were all like took over people's bodies. So, and that's
And
against,
they made their image look like them, like how they used to look back in the day, or
I don't know.
they look like the people they took over.
I think I don't I think that's I think it's more that they look like the people they took over. Um,
Okay.
because I guess we don't know what Reggie's guy would look like back in the day because we haven't seen it. we only know how Kamino's original body looked old, so who knows what he looked like here. But in any case, the angel mentions that this is against God's laws, so that's why he's been going around dealing with this kind of thing. And Megumi's like, God? And he's like, pay it no mind, we're not doing undead unluck.
Right.
That's just what I call my beliefs. And pay it no mind. So the angel decided to live in
That's just like my opinion, man.
So he's basically like, that's so I decided to live in symbiosis with Hana. So, Megumi then asks if he can revert possessed players to their original state, and he's like, I can, but it's unlikely they'll survive the process. So, I guess, and Itadori's like, well, I guess that's why if Sukuna dies, that's why Sukuna dies if I die. And the angel's like, is there someone you want to fix? I don't think I can help with that. But Megumi is like, no, we want you to remove a seal, obviously, because of Gojo's prison realm seal. And the angel's like, yeah, I could probably do that. Reasonable guy. I love this because Megumi's like, this is going well. It's probably going too well. And he's not wrong, as we find out, as the angel says that they'll help him. They'll help them with the seal as long as they help the angel with one particular sorcerer that he wants to get rid of. He says that he's looking for the disgraced one. If I promise that if we kill that player, I won't hesitate to help you. And at that moment, that's when Itadori gets drawn into his inner body thing where Sukuna is hiding out. And Sukuna is just like, hey, seeing your face here irritates me. But before we go any further, I should tell you something. And he reveals that the disgraced one is none other than Sukuna himself.
I was surprised.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's the guy you want dead? The end boss of the entire series?
I'll tell you what. When I saw that panel, my first thought was like, I had like an actual verbal reaction of, oof.
Well, they're not getting Gojo out.
Fuck.
Not by this method.
Of course.
Okay.
But all right, that was
next arc.
That was Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 199. Josh, what did you think about this chapter?
I liked it. Not the most though. It was a really enjoyable chapter. I don't really have any thoughts that stand out outside of like I'm surprised. I wonder why the angel really wanted to cooperate too. I don't think it was something as silly as, oh, a cute boy, I hope not. Maybe it was something a little bit, there was some more depth to it.
Yeah, I think it might be a little more because he said you previously, and maybe something happened between them at some point, but I don't know.
She called him a destined one, didn't she?
Yeah, she did call him that. But
that's interesting.
Yeah, but go on, I guess.
After seeing this chapter, I wonder where the judge is. Maybe he truly is like a one-off character that might pop up at some random point or something.
Yeah.
But he's cool. I wish we could see him. I wish I could remember his name.
Wait, which guy?
The lawyer.
Oh, Higuruma?
Mm-hmm.
You'll probably see him again.
I'm wondering, is this his domain? Does his domain look like this? With these skeletons and water?
I think so.
I know there's like a house or something.
It looks like that for sure, but I think they're just like more, it's like kind of the Nine-Tailed Fox thing. You know how he has like basically a prison cell with the Nine-Tailed Foxes?
A chamber.
Yeah. So I think this is like Sukuna's chambers within Itadori's soul or something. But yeah, were those all your thoughts?
I like how Megumi was like, God, fuck is you talking about?
I'm an atheist.
Excuse me? No, did your God create you as well?
Yeah.
You cursed spirits?
You believe in a man in the sky?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, stop. I don't know. I wonder because he said God, like, oh, like I guess they've never really talked about that in this series,
Yeah, they never
so
alluded
it
to
made me
like
interested.
yeah, they never alluded to like a higher power, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was those are your thoughts.
Yes.
All right, Brian, what did you think about this chapter?
Very conflicted.
How come?
So it's between this chapter and another chapter for
Oh.
my RGC. And this is a very tough predicament.
Yeah.
All right, first let me go through my thoughts before I go.
First.
I don't know why I like this chapter so much. That's one way. That's how I'm going to start this. I don't know why I like this chapter so much. I just do. There's something about the way that he wrote every character, like every character talking in this chapter that just felt so like natural. You know, like the way that they're talking, the way that they're kind of coming about stuff. And what really sold the chapter for me was Sukuna in the end. Because he just every time he speaks, he just has this air about him of like uneasiness or this air of confidence that you just don't know what the fuck he's really planning or like what's going on in his back in his life, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how does he know that he's the disgraced one right off the bat?
Because who else would it
And
be? I guess. I'm the
what I
baddest
really
man
liked about
around. It has to be me.
What I like the most about this chapter is how it kind of sets, like, it makes you instantly think about everything that's going to end up happening. So not only does this guy want Sukuna dead, but so does the other guy. So does Kashimo.
Oh
Kashimo
yeah.
also wants him dead. So there's two different people that want him dead. And both of them are probably going to show up soon. And one of them is already in front of them. The other one's already probably going to show up soon. So it's just this, it's setting up a really fucking interesting dilemma that Itadori and fucking Megumi have to figure out, essentially. And I wonder what Hakari's plan is here with this. Like, is he just banking on Itadori surviving all this shit? Or
I guess so.
I think it just, this chapter just set up something so fucking interesting. But you know, the more I think about it, the more it's more like excitement for the future rather than excitement for this chapter. So I don't think I'm gonna give this one the RGC this week.
That's fair, I suppose. I guess I'll get into my thoughts, right, Brian? You good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also really like this chapter, and I am a little torn as well. There's actually like a couple chapters that I'm actually kind of grappling with. I don't think this is my RGC, but it's like this close. I think it's based on reaction here, like my reaction at the end of these chapters. Because this was a really good one. I mean, it really did. When I read that part with Sukuna was like, I'm the disgraced one. I really like that was a real thing where I let out off. I was like, fuck, you know. I just really love that about this series. You know, it was good to see Megumi again and that he's okay and that the angel isn't just an immediate asshole. I think it's interesting that they want to like get rid of all the reincarnated sorcerers because we haven't really like questioned. Well, I think we on the show have questioned is like how do the reincarnated sorcerers work? I guess I remember Kenjaku saying that he resurrected a bunch of folks, but it is very cool that we get it that there is a guy who's just like, yeah, you shouldn't fucking do that, and I'm going around to take care of the situation. So that was very cool. I think the only thing left I want to say is that I guess they again on that Sukuna thing. I think it builds such a really cool tension for the chapters to come. Like Brian said, we already have Kashimo out there, which I feel like they could, in theory, just hide the fact that Itadori is Sukuna from him, but Angel is like someone who offers a direct benefit if they work together with them, and they kind of need him more than anyone. So, or them more than anyone.
Mhm.
So I think there's more tension in that relationship than Kashimo. I don't know how they're going to go about this. I feel like, especially since Itadori is very matter of fact about Sukuna and all that stuff, as we see with how he dealt with Higuruma. So it could very well be that they try to hash out a deal where Itadori is like, "Look, I'm Sukuna. I have Sukuna within me.
It's me.
It's me. I mean, you're gonna find out eventually, probably. So I'll let you fight him, but you got to help us out with Gojo first." I think that's how it's gonna go down. It could very well be that. I don't know if you caught that at the end, Brian. You're muted still.
I don't know if that's going to be a good enough bargaining chip, though.
Yeah, I don't know either. I'm just spitballing here. But yeah, I thought this was a pretty damn good chapter. I love that Megumi was already like, this is going a little easy, and he's absolutely correct. But yeah, I don't have much more to say about it. I guess it's not my RGC, but man, it might as well be a 3-way tie with a couple of